mean to tell me that I can't get my name off the birth
That's your
certificate?
baby. I mean to tell you, once you sign a birth certificate and you sign an acknowledgement of paternity, and this is a word for you and all the other men out here that want to be supportive, you may be setting yourself up to be obligated to be supportive financially for the next 18 years. Whew, that's how it works.
Yeah, so there are some facts to that, but let's kind of break this down right quick, right? Number one, I believe that it should be mandatory for the father and the child to do a DNA test right after the mother gives birth. Inside the hospital, she gives the birth, you swap the baby's mouth and you swap the father's mouth. And then from there on, you do the entire test. A few days later, you find out if the kid is yours or not yours. That's very important. She said once you sign the birth certificate, you are financially obligated to take care of the child. That is true. What that birth certificate is just saying that you are opting in to child support by default. I recommend every dude to do a DNA test before you even sign the birth certificate. That's what I recommend. But a lot of time, dads or dudes, they won't really do a DNA test because of different reasons. Number one, they don't want to upset their girlfriend or the baby mama. They don't want them to feel like, oh, you accuse me of cheating on you. They want to make them feel comfortable. And guess what? You do that and you end up being wrong where that is not your child. Guess who suffers? No, not just you. The kid suffers as well. So you manning up and asking the BM, hey, listen, I need a DNA test. Actually, much more nicer than this, of course. If you don't do that and you find out years later the kid is not yours, the kids suffer emotionally and mentally, and so do you, and so does everybody around that child that loved and cared for that child. But yep, that is correct. When you do sign the birth certificate, you are obligated financially to care for the child. Next video.
My question would be, why would I be paying child support and why would I be paying back child support for?
You're paying child support because your child doesn't reside with you. Your child resides with his mother.
So
Y'all
that's only
made her
for
the
3 days out of
primary
a week.
conservator.
So since she had him for 3 days out of a week, and because he stays with her for 3 days out of a week, I have to pay 400 and some odd number you just said a week just because she stays with him for 3 days out of a week.
Mr. Fox, you did not contest her being the primary conservator, did you? No,
I asked for joint
agreed to
custody.
y'all being joint managing conservators, with her being primary and getting to determine where the child lives, where the child's residence is.
So because she gets to determine where the kids reside, I have to pay 400 and some odd number because she gets to determine where my son stays.
Yes,
Even
sir.
though I give my son 4 days out of a week and it's 7 days out of a week. So if I get him for 4 and she gets him for 3, just because she can decide where he stays, I have to pay for that.
Mr. Fox, if you want to be the primary conservator, you can file something to be the primary conservator. But right now, you are not.
So because I'm not the primary conservator, I have to pay 400. I'm still trying to get it because I'm not the primary
Well,
conservator.
Mr. Fox, I'm not going to be able to explain it to you because I've already told you.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
you just keep saying the same thing over
Because
again.
I'm not getting it. I'm not understanding how my son's only be with the mother 3 days out of a week. If I have to pay for that.
Let me give you some more information.
Like what?
You don't like my ruling. If you think it's not fair,
yeah, I do.
You have 3 days to appeal, 30 days to file a motion for new trial. This case is out of the 254th District Court. That is Judge Kim Brown. She might have a different opinion from mine.
Of course. I would love to get set up with that.
Okay, so if you need information on how to appeal, the attorney's office can email it to you, sir.
Please do.
Okay. Any other questions?
Judge, the payback on the retroactive support was 80 or 90?
80. I'm sorry.
At 5,400, correct?
Yes, 5,400.
Thank you, Judge. That's all.
Okay. Any questions, Ms. McDuff?
Hey, ma'am.
All right, then thank you both for appearing here today, and you're both free to go.
The reason why this young brother kept repeating the same question over and over again, it's because it don't freaking make sense. All right, let me not get too loud because I don't know how the mic volume. It doesn't make sense at all. Even the judge had a hard time explaining her ruling. Sure. Yeah, because you're not the primary. Cause it don't freaking make sense. If the father have the son, the child, for 4 days out the week, and the mother has the child for 3 days out the week, so who has the child more days? It's simple math. 4 is greater than 3. Like, is this preschool? Like, huh? It just shows how much of a scam child support really is. You would think that, okay, logically, obviously, she should be paying the father money, not the other way around. Why you gotta go and get a piece of paper and say, okay, I'm the primary, so take me off child support, when you see the days, you have the time sharing plan, say, hey, he have the child the most, but you still saying that, well, she's the primary. And when I post this video online, I got a comment, somebody saying, yeah, child support is for deadbeats. Here's the false narrative that y'all don't get. This is a false narrative. Child support is not for deadbeats or only for deadbeats. Okay, that's not how child support works. Society, the media make people think that if a man is on child support, that means he's a deadbeat. No, it does not. That's completely false. All right, here's the truth about child support. Number one, child support really was created for the government, for them to actually make their money back from providing all these welfare, whether it's food stamps, Section 8, and so on. So that's like they were actually getting their money back. Child support also determines based on income. And 9 out of 10, the man always seek out to make more money than the mother. The mother can survive on Section 8, food stamps, government assistance, and all that kind of stuff, where a man, you don't look good surviving on that. So by default, as man, because we have to pretty much provide and protect and do everything in our relationship with a wife or girlfriend, we got to pay for everything. We can't just take that kind of risk of like not being employed or getting a very low paying job or surviving on food stamp and Section 8. Can you imagine if you out with a girl and you on a date and you using coupon, or if you're going shopping, got a little thing, a little baddie by your side, you at Target or you at Walmart, and you pull out your food stamp card. you think the girl gonna be turned on by that? Huh? No, bro, she's not. We don't have the same leniency like mothers do to be on government assistance. You look down on as a man surviving of government assistance, right? You can't protect and provide. You can't do all that for your kid and your wife and your girlfriend being on government assistance. It's not enough. So as a man, like a woman can just survive without making a lot of money. As a man, you can't. The higher money you make, the higher your status goes. The more money, the more girls you can get. So we have to work either a multiple job or work a high paying job. So 9 out of 10, that's why you always see the father end up paying more. And a lot of women know that, so they purposely would not be employed or lie by being employed or receiving income so the father can be put on child support more. Just like if a woman make more money than the father and he have, majority custody, then yeah, she'll pay child support. But a lot of times they don't make more. They don't want to make more, So that's what child support really is. And unfortunately, it has been turned into a weapon, right? Child support has been weaponized as a way to punish a father that no longer want to be in a relationship with the mother. To me, if you have joint custody, no one should be paying each other child support. If it's 50-50 split down the line, nobody. Anyway, next video.
A woman who sought child support during divorce proceedings must repay her ex-husband $21,600 after DNA tests confirmed he's not the father. A 47-year-old man who married the woman in June 2001 initially sought $43,200, claiming he spent that amount on the child over 12 years. After filing for divorce, he took a paternity test in December 2022, which proved he wasn't the father. His ex-wife challenged the results, but a second test in April 2023 confirmed them. She only dropped her case when threatened with perjury. Justice Denise Lewis Johnson ruled the man was deceived, defrauded, and misled, but awarded him half the amount, noting he found some joy in parenting. The court ordered his name removed from the birth certificate and mandated the wife to pay for counseling for the child who lost the only father he knew.
So as I mentioned earlier, this is why it's very important to do a DNA test very early on when the child is born, because of stuff like this, right? It happens all the time to a lot of men, a lot of fathers. Years later, to find out that they're not the dad of that child. And as you can see, the child had to go to counseling in his case because the child suffered to lose a dad that he knew his entire life. Now with the ruling, first of all, I believe if a woman intentionally, knowingly lie and make a father raise a child that's not his, she should, number one, pay back the money, the full amount, not just $200,000. It should have been the full amount that he spent over the course of the years. That woman that lied should go to jail for, I don't know, at least 3 to 5 years or more, right? We have to start holding these folks accountable because this is fraud. Just like how a person can go to jail for, money fraud, for scamming, for all that kind of stuff. This is fraud. This is a scam. People are actually being harmed financially and emotionally and mentally due to that woman's scam. So she should be locked up. But nevertheless, I'm glad he got some kind of money back, because a lot of these men, these fathers, they get zero money back. There are plenty of cases like this where the father found out that he's not the father, and then that's it. Oops, I'm sorry, and he just go about his business. Quick little thing before I go. A lot of times in these kind of cases, what can happen is, even though he found out the child is not his, if the judge was a ASS whole, he could have said, well, I get that you found out the kid is not yours, but however, you have been financially taking care of the child for 12 years. For that reason, I will keep you on paper to keep paying child support because that's the child's best interest. We don't want to disturb or disrupt the child's way of living. So therefore, even though you're not the dad, I will still have you pay child support till the kid is 18 years old. Then that father will have to get a lawyer, a good attorney to kind of fight it, and hopefully he can win it. But stuff like that do happen where the dads see that, oh, I'm not the father. All right, well, I went out. And they'll be like, well, too late. It's 12 years now. The child is used to you and this way of life. We'll keep them on child support. You figure it out on your own how you're going to keep paying it. It happens a lot. Anyway, next video.
My child support right there. That's what I get. Now, how many of you parents out there are giving your children more money than you can afford for yourself? Like, this is ridiculous. I'm getting stroked. I can't believe this. I'm a bottom bum right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the bum that's on the side of the street begging for money. You know what I'm saying? Looking for ducats, son, man, living for free and off other people and using government help and such like that, man. I'm not doing any of that. Man, I'm working my ass off to be homeless, and I can't even get government help because I make too much money at the end of the year. Like, I make too much money to get help. And this is what I'm left with. That's 2 weeks. That's 2 weeks. Look at the month. Here's the month. Here's the month. Here is the month. That's the next one. Here's the month. $11.95. I get $333. So what's that? $680, $690 roughly. $680. That's what I made for the whole month. That's my monthly income that I get to take home with me. That's why I'm homeless. Child support is why I'm homeless. Child support is the biggest scam on the face of the planet.
I completely agree. child support is hands down one of the most legal scam in the world. Because the court system, everybody involved, they all get their cut, they all get paid. A lot of time, this is what happened for real, right? They'll put the father on child support. Meanwhile, the mother always hide income. They'll say they're not working. How you living? How you a grown person in a place, apartment, home, whatever, with children or a child, and you have no employment? So you only surviving off child support? How do you get your hair done, nails done? How do you still go wild? How do you travel? How do you buy this, pay for your car, pay for gas, pay for X, Y, and Z, like your bills, etc., phone, whatever, with no income, with no job? And the court doesn't question them. They don't say, man, but how you surviving? If you have no job, how are you surviving this whole time? They would literally write on their financial affidavit saying they unemployed or making this low amount of money, and the court don't question them. They believe them. Meanwhile, if the father be like, hey, I can't afford to survive and live giving her all this child support, they'll be like, well, get a second job. They won't tell the mother, well, get a job if you're unemployed. They'll tell the father, get a second job. For any dads watching, if your BM saying she's unemployed, have the judge or your attorney say, well, impute her income at minimum wage at least, number one, or impute her income if she have a degree. Let's say if she have a bachelor degree, master degree, any kind of college degree, impute her income, how much money or the average salary she would make in the state she live in based on the degree she studied, right? So she went to school for, I don't know, let's just say computer science, right? Well, in this XYZ state, how much would she made if she was working in a, I don't know, I guess a tech company or a computer science business that had needed that degree, and impute it with that? Don't let her get away with just saying she's unemployed. That's impossible to be unemployed with a child and surviving, and at least like it's impossible. But nevertheless, this is a nightmare for a lot of those, a lot of fathers, and a lot of dads. Listen, man, be very careful. Be always go for 50-50 or more. The more custody you have, the less you pay in child support. I believe it's a scam. I believe the child support does more harm than good to the child. And then hopefully one day this law is changed and they get rid of child support for good and once and for all. But that is it for today. Folks, what are your thoughts? Write it below. I want to know what you think. Let's have a dialogue inside the comment section. Don't forget to like the video and also share this video. As always, subscribe. It's your boy B the CEO. I'll see you next time, man. Peace out.